All right, everyone, what's going on? It is Tuesday. We've got a full 15 game slate. Crazy, crazy day yesterday. A lot of interesting comebacks and whatnot. So, man, just wild. But we'll get into it. On the picks on the stream, not amazing. We hit the Braves, just come out flat. Tried to make a rally in the ninth and just couldn't complete it. So they ended up falling there. Orioles just continued their offensive struggles, but again, only lost by one. So we had two losses by one. Rays with a nice little comeback to get the win. Pittsburgh under 4.5 team total just hooked us, got five. Real dick move. And then on the pitcher parlay, Povich just went over on like second to last batter, got five. Other than that, that hits. We did obviously hit the Rays money line, and then we hit the Philadelphia Padres Kansas City all -1. Padres ended up winning by one, so it dropped it from 309 down. So ended up losing some value on that, or else it actually would have been basically a break-even day. So down a unit there. But overall on the right, you can see did really well on getting all the teams right. So we ended up getting what 8 out of 11 right. Worked out really well from that perspective. So they had a very good day. I ended up about little over 14 units. So would have been a lot more had the Padres been able to pull out, a little win like they should have. They probably should have beat up Patrick Corbin, and they just didn't. But it is what it is. So let's talk a little bit about our slate today. All right, running it back from yesterday, Guardians Orioles. Little different pitching matchup today. We've got Logan Allen going up against Cole Irvin. Pretty massive pitching advantage for the Orioles. I just, God, man, it's another lefty. I mean, we look over the last 14 days, last 7 days, they're just bad. So bad. I would lean them here. Like, I have money line here. I just don't want to, I'm not betting it, right? If I'm betting anything, in all honesty, it would probably be Cleveland. That said, it's just so hard, right? They should win, but there's such a good bullpen advantage for Cleveland. They're hitting better. It's just Logan Allen. If it was anybody else but Logan Allen, we would be going Cleveland. Just don't trust him. He is going to give up runs. So I might look at like maybe a first five for the Orioles. I don't know. We just have to see some offense. But like I said, most likely a fade until we see their offense kind of kick back up to where it was. But what I thought was interesting, the books are projecting Irvin to give up more hits than Allen. I think Irvin's at 6.5, Allen's at 5.5. So that leads me more towards taking Cleveland at plus 120. But weird coin flip type situation to me, and I'm not going to pay minus 142. Bet on a team that has lost four straight and can't score runs. Not happening. All right, Phillies and Tigers. Ooh, this should be a really good game. Got Ranger Suarez going up against Tarek Skubal. Suarez 10-1, Skubal 8-3. I mean, should be pretty dynamic actually. If we look at their FIP and xFIP, very close to where they should be. So this should be a very dynamic game. I think the lines are wrong. This Phillies actually has dropped to minus 125 right now on DraftKings, so it's actually coming down. But I just see if we look at the pitch splits, Skubal should struggle more than Suarez in theory. Tigers just aren't good at hitting, so there's that. They got smacked around quite nicely yesterday. So I love to run it back. One of my favorite props, Suarez over 4.5 Ks. It's really, really juiced at minus 180. So would need a dance partner, which we have, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I like Philly's first five minus 0.5, which they hit a lot at plus money, plus 135. Or if you're not comfortable giving up the juice, you can just play straight up at minus 105. So White Sox are actually favored through the first five, which is interesting. So I like Phillies here. Like I said, Skubal should see it shouldn't just be a breeze against this lineup, right? I mean, we'll see how Harper and those lefties do, Schwarber, those folks, but really like Phillies here, and they have such a massive bullpen advantage. So even if they do struggle, let's say against Skubal for 6 or 7 innings and they keep it tied or they're up 1, their bullpen just has a massive advantage. White Sox bullpen, or Tigers bullpen sucks. All right, next game, Rays and Mariners. We were on the Rays. Wow, that got interesting. It didn't look good. They were down 3-1 after top 7. Zero offense. I mean, Taj Bradley and I can't think who. Woo. It was a great pitcher's duel. Really good pitcher's duel. Ultimately, Rays pulled it out. Thank God. Luis Castillo going up against Zach Littell today. If the Mariners could hit, I love this spot for them. My problem is the Mariners can't hit. They ended up getting 2 in the 7th yesterday. This is tough. I like Rays full game. I like Mariners first 5, if that makes sense. Mariners first 5 at -125. I like that. I really like Castillo under 6.5 Ks. Last 4 away starts, he's had 2, 3, 4, and 4. Nowhere near that line. And Tampa Bay's not striking out at a horrendously bad rate, as opposed to the Mariners, who are the worst in baseball against right-handed pitching right now. I like the Nerfy. That said, I think we're gonna see some runs today. That line is just perfectly placed, though. I probably wouldn't touch it, but if I had to pick, I would lean towards the over. So like I said, I like Mariners first 5. I like Rays full game. So whether path you want to go down. The Mariners do have the better bullpen, but they did blow it last night. So there's that. And if we look after a loss, Seattle was 21-14 after a loss, but they're also 8-11 as away favorites. However, shittier, the Rays are 4-9 as home favorites. So this is just kind of like flip a coin, right? Mariners have a pitching advantage. Tampa Bay has a hitting advantage. Who knows? So not a game I would invest too heavily in. Or you could look at Rays plus money. I could see this going either way. This is a literal coin flip to me. So won't be betting heavy on that. All right, next game, Yankees Mets. We faded Garrett Cole under 5.5 Ks last outing. He had 5 on 62 pitches. I expect him. He made some statements after the game saying that he really thought he was going to have a higher pitch count, a little longer leash. So I'm fairly certain he is going to go farther today. And really like this line. It feels a little wrong. Over the last 7 days, Mets are striking out at 25% against right-handed pitching. It's like 7th worst in baseball. And you're giving me the reigning AL Cy Young, who had 5 Ks in 4 innings. Yeah, I'll take that. Very, very nice. I like Yankees first 5 over 1.5 team total. I'm not laying -142 on the Yankees with Stanton on the IL, Judge is banged up, Rizzo's out, got a depleted offense, and the Mets, frankly, are hitting, pretty good. I would take Mets plus 120, honestly, or this Yankees first 5 over 1.5 team total. That's a little low, but that's kind of a direct reflection of they don't have a lot of offense. So that kind of, like I said, I like Mets full game. All right, Pirates, Reds. Reds put a little beat down on the Pirates last night. It was good to see some offensive output from the Reds. Mitch Keller pitched very well against the Reds at home in Pittsburgh. It's a little bit of a different story when he travels to GABP. So in Cincinnati, he is significantly worse from a statistics perspective. Hunter Green, very good at home. Should have a very good matchup. His pitch splits work very well with what the Pirates are struggling with. So I love the Reds. -125. I'm actually surprised this isn't -135, -140, because I do think Keller he is a shell of himself when he is in Cincinnati pitching. So really love Reds money line, love Reds first 5. Hunter Green over 6.5 Ks. I think that's a pretty good prop as well. So all Reds for me on this one. All right, Blue Jays, Red Sox. Holy shit, Red Sox. Wow. It was a tie game going into, I believe, the seventh. Tanner Houck pitched a great game. The reliever came in, looked at him, gave him a little Shooter McGavin, gave him a wink, and then gave him a middle finger as he served up meatballs. Vlad Guerrero hit one, I don't even know, probably somewhere in New York. Just hit it out of the fucking ballpark, literally. And they ended up going up by 4. And I saw my night going downhill real quick. And then the Red Sox ended up making a miracle comeback. It was awesome. So they ended up winning. We had this matchup last week. Red Sox faced Gausman in Toronto. Historically, the Red Sox have owned him. Absolutely owned him. It didn't stop when they were in Toronto. I don't think it stops tonight. Bello scares me a little bit, but he is a better pitcher at home than he is away. So trusting that the Red Sox will continue to roll offensively, and they should get the job done tonight. Again, minus 112. Very, again, I feel like this should be minus 125. So we're getting really good value. We're getting minus 112 on a team that has lost 7 straight and 2-8 in their last 10, versus a team that's won 3 straight and they're 8-2 in their last 10. So clearly the books do not trust Bello. I mean, that's kind of what they're telling us. And they do trust Gausman, but if we look at his record against the Red Sox, they have owned him. So I'll take Red Sox money line all day, but not going to go heavy on that, right? If we put it in a parlay, make sure it's not in like 4 or 5. I may or may not have had them in 3 last night. I'm not gonna incriminate myself, but I'm not saying it wasn't possible. All right, Braves Cardinals. Braves. Oh, Braves. Really hard to pass up Reynaldo Lopez on the mound going up against Kyle Gibson. Gibson, if you remember, was supposed to pitch against the Marlins last week. Ended up having back tightness. Didn't end up pitching. So really, he's been about 2 weeks since he's pitched. I think he also went on bereavement or maternity, something like that before that. So really love Lopez here. You can go. I just really like Braves here. Whether you go first 5, whether you go full game, I'm not going to bet the house on them, just because offensively they're this huge roller coaster, and we've seen the Cardinals hitting really really well. Right, they're hitting 320 against right-handed pitching over the last 7 days, 287 over the last 14. But they haven't faced Reynaldo Lopez. This guy has shut down almost every single team he's faced. Cardinals are okay. They don't blow me away offensively. They just put the ball in play, right? They're not a prolific home run hitting team. So I think Lopez finds some success today. But again, not going to bet the house on it. But I do really like the Braves today. Okay, this game is real easy. Pick anything with the Dodgers, you win. The end. Next game. Terrible. All right, Rockies Astros. This line's terrible. Minus 265. I kind of want to lean Rockies. I think the Astros win, but man, you're giving me plus 215 against a Rockies team that's technically hitting about the same as the Astros, right? Now you're just talking pitching matchups. Brown's not great. He's been better lately, but there's nothing that says Brown doesn't come out and give up 5 runs first inning. So it's tough. I do think Astros win. I just hate. I'm not going to paying minus 265 is a really tough pill to swallow. So we may or may not have them in a parlay, but I might look to sprinkle maybe like a little bit on the Rockies, because this line's just really good, even though their bullpen is so bad. So I don't know. This is one I'm going to dig a little bit further into. Very interesting line. All right, Royals last night came through for us finally. Offensively, didn't look good for about 3 innings. I'm like, oh Christ, here we go. And then they ended up putting up 3 or 4 runs, and then they didn't score again. So their offense is really scary. Scary in a bad way. Seth Lugo on the mound tonight going up against Yanni Chirinos. Huge pitching advantage. Lugo should dominate them. We should see very low scoring on the Marlins end, I would assume. You could look at a Marlins team total under. I like Royals money line. Again, it's just really juiced at minus 205. I played run line yesterday. Obviously that hit. You can do Royals -1, run line. You can do first 5 -0.5, something like that. But I think anything Royals should be fairly safe today. I just wouldn't play the over because offensively they still are not good. Rangers Brewers. Oh, the Brewers, man, there was so many sweats last night. Wasn't looking good for the Brew Crew. Down 3-1. Peralta giving up a few runs, but like 3 straight starts that weren't terrible for him. So really positive sign there. Although I'm a Reds fan, so I don't like the Brewers, but I like them when they make me money. Andrew Heaney going up against Bryce Wilson. Bryce Wilson got freaking shelled against the Padres. Gave up 5 runs in the first inning. Yeah, first inning. I don't think he had an out. It was like 4-0, no outs. So that's good. That makes me feel really confident. Going up against Andrew Heaney, who is terrible. So 2 pretty bad pitchers going up against each other. Screams the over, which is kind of weird that it's only 9 and it's -108. A little weird. But for me, it's over 9 or go Brewers or pass. This might just be a complete fade for me. I don't know. I don't trust Wilson whatsoever. But the Brewers' offense is clicking, so I really like that. I think they can out-hit them if this turns into a slugfest. So, like I said, lean towards the Brewers. Weird pitching matchup there. I really like this game today. Angels Athletics. Angels got the job done yesterday. Tyler Anderson on the hill. I like Tyler Anderson. This guy's got a 205 opponent average. He's pitched quite well. I would love to see his strikeout rate pick up. 10.7. That said, the Athletics do strike out a lot. His strikeout line's at 5.5. He's only hit this 1 time in his last 10 starts. So this guy is not a prolific strikeout guy. He's put it in play kind of person. So I really like Angels money line here. This is great value. I like the Nerfy. If you love Nerfies, this is a really good spot for the Nerfy. I think why we're getting this because the Angels just haven't been hitting over the last 7 days, but they have spurts, and it feels like when they do have a game where they hit, they tend to follow that up with an okay game. So really I like the Angels in this spot. I like them a lot, actually. Anderson should have a lot of success. His pitch split works out very well against Oakland. Next game, Twins and Diamondbacks. Interesting game here. Very interesting game. I could see either way. I could see going Diamondbacks. They are okay at home. Twins are about the same away though. Lean towards the Twins here. I like the Twins. Arizona are 2-5 as home underdogs. Twins are 13-7 as away favorites. And if we look at 1 day of rest, which both these teams had, Minnesota is 5-7, which ain't great. But Arizona is 3-7, which is even worse. So lean towards Twins here. Offense is really starting to churn. We can see over the last 14 days, they're leading the majors in average. Last 7, haven't cooled off a ton, hitting 276. What I really like is their K rate is down to 19%. This team was the second / first worst in Ks over the first month of the season. I think it was the Mariners, Twins, and Reds just battling for that prolific title. But we're seeing the K rate come down, which is nice. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound, pretty decent pitcher. Got a 4.37 ERA. FIP and XFIP are very aligned. Pretty similar with Joe Ryan. I just think there is a pitching advantage towards the Twins here, and we see an offensive advantage. But there are times where Diamondbacks at home will just come out ripping the baseball. So it's a possibility, but lean Twins there. All right, Nats Padres. We've got Mackenzie Gore going up against Adam Mazur. This game last night, if you guys watch these, you know the Padres. I hate them. I hate them. They let me down almost every time. I had the Padres last night. You had them in a parlay. Had them in a couple other bets as well. They're chilling. Put up 3 in the second inning, and then they don't score again the entire time up until I believe the 10th inning. So 10th inning comes, it's 3-3, 2 quick outs by the Padres. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. We got 2 really quick outs, runner still at second. Then the guy gives up a double. Then you got Nick Senzel up, dog shit player. It's a 2-run homer. They're down by 3. I just I'm like, whatever. I'm done. Click it back on, and the Padres make a miracle comeback. I don't know. The Nationals, not good. Their bullpen's not good. That said, I like Mackenzie Gore over Mazur. I do think there is a significant pitching advantage here. I don't trust Mazur yet. He's had some okay outings, some bad outings, one good outing. So I do think Nats have a pretty significant advantage. I would maybe lean first 5 here over money line. Another thing to note is Tatis went on the injured list, so he is out. And we saw that offense struggle. They struggled up until the 10th inning. So I would lean Nats here. All right, last game on the card. I don't know who's pitching for the Giants. The Cubs should have absolutely blown them out of the water last night. Steele had a phenomenal outing. They had bases loaded, I want to say at least 3 times. Just couldn't get runs in. They had runners in scoring position entire game. Couldn't get them in. The Cubs bullpen is just so bad. So terrible. They had a 2-run lead, and guy couldn't even get outs, man. They just absolutely blew it in the bottom of the 9th. So, yeah, until I know who's pitching for the Giants, it's hard for me to say. Hendricks was a fade, but honestly, he has pitched really well lately. So, God, it just depends on who's going for the Giants. But you give me plus money against this Cubs bullpen that is just so bad. I mean, Giants bullpen isn't blowing it out of the water, but in my opinion, significantly better. But the Giants sticks are struggling. We can see hitting 208 over the last 7 days, 213 over the last 14. So we've got 2 weeks worth of data that says they can't hit right now. So have to see who's pitching for the Giants, but I'm not going to make a determination in that game. Just too many variables there. Okay, let's go to today's bets. So on straight bets, we're going Nats money line at minus 102. We're going Angels money line at minus 125. Red Sox money line minus 112. And our parlays, we're going Philly, Dodgers plus 160, 1 unit. One of my smaller ones, but I like that. Then we're going Kansas City, Dodgers minus 1, Houston minus 1. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass. Plus 236. And then for our pitcher props that I really like, we're going Luis Castillo under 6.5. Garrett Cole over 5.5. Suarez over 4.5. Suarez is over this in 80% of his starts this year. I don't think we should be scared of the Tigers. They're not exactly a powerhouse hitting team. So those are my best bets today. Hopefully those come through for us, and who knows, make us cash a little bit of money. And if you haven't yet, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And I'll catch you next video.